All right, hello wine drinking people. Today is Thursday, the 6th of September, and finished up a couple great Burgundy tasting. 43 people at Cafe Max last night. Whew. Man, we've got a big tasting coming up to finish up this week. Our Chile and Argentina tasting right here at the store. We've got like 35 wines we're going to be putting down. And we have got one great Napa Valley Cabernet to talk to you about today. Our wine drinking people. This is a winery that, I don't know how many videos we have done on Robert Mondavi Winery, but I've said this many times. If anybody deserves $100 a bottle for a California Cabernet, it's Robert Mondavi. The late, great Robert Mondavi, well, he's no longer involved with the winery. He passed away a few years ago, and his kids also no longer involved in the winery. Constellation Brands took over the winery in 2004, but they are making some of the best wine in this winery's history. And that has a lot to do with technology. It also has a lot to do with the vineyards are getting older. This Toquelan vineyard, where a lot of the fruit for this Oakville Cabernet comes from. This was the first piece of property that Robert Mondavi bought in 1966 when he wanted to start his own winery. He knew very well that to make great wines, you have to have a great vineyard site. And the Toquelan vineyard today, one of the greatest vineyards in Napa Valley. You're seeing folks like Schrader, which Andy Beckstoffer owns, part of the original Toquelan vineyard, and he's charging $200-300 a bottle for his Toquelan Cabernets. Robert Mondavi, Oakville, which not 100% Toquelan, but like I said, a lot of the fruit comes from Toquelan. This wine's under $40 a bottle. The Oakville has always been one of my favorite wines from Robert Mondavi. The Napa Cuvée, which we have still some of the 09, that crazy price of $17.50, also contains a good amount of Toquelan fruit, sometimes upwards of 30%. But this Oakville Cabernet, 100% from the Oakville appellations. This is the center cut, the tenderloin of Napa Valley. A lot of the great wineries, Screaming Eagle, Dalaval, Plumpjack, Swanson, a lot, Forniente, a lot, Harlan Estate, a lot of high-ticket items. Vinecliff, some of my favorite wineries come from Oakville. The Oakville wines just tend to have this forward and precociousness to them, which make them drinkable immediately upon release. But these wines also have great backbone. Hey, we're talking about Cabernet Sauvignon here, folks, one of the longest-lived grapes there is. And this 2009 Oakville, another fantastic release from Robert Mondavi Winery. It's got dark currant and cassis berry fruit on the nose with notes of dark chocolate, fresh plowed earth, espresso, an array of cedar, cigar box spice, lovely complexity here on the nose. These 2009s are just chunky, a lot of ripe fruit, very forward, but they've got great structure as well, some graphite mineral, a little kind of iced tea note to the bouquet here with dark cherry liqueur-like fruit, bittersweet chocolates, and layers of that earth and spice showing up on the finish. A fantastic wine, another great offering from Robert Mondavi. As I said, 2009, another fantastic vintage from Napa, and we have got ton of older vintage Mondavi stuff in the store. We've still got reserve Cabernets going back into the early 80s. I think 1982 we still have in the store, which we showed at a vintage California tasting a few years ago. This wine's still drinking beautifully today. We've got some other old vintage reserve cabs. We've got a lot of great stuff from Robert Mondavi in the store. Check it out on today's offer. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.